from Newfoundland, Canada. I had a great time. It's been a while since I last had a video out, but it's because I had 3 siblings coming, 3 sisters. They came and stayed a little bit over 2 weeks, and we traveled 1 week in the trailer. So it was a lot of fun. One of my sisters is 79, the other is 73, the other is 68, and they have never experienced traveling in a trailer. We laughed a lot because whenever we are together, my family in general, we laugh a lot. So it was a lot of fun. It was also a different experience for them because they're more used, they're town girls. So I took them to nature and I think they really appreciated it. It was really, really nice. The only problem we had is that the last city, we went to Bonavista, we went to lighthouse near our place, and we went to Terra Nova Park. That was really great. We took them to Sauvage, that is a very pretty town near Terra Nova. And then we went to Fogo Island. The island is beautiful, the people is nice, but we had to wait a lot to get the ferry in the town, and we thought that if we came back at night, we would be able to cross the ferry easily. It took us 23 hours to get the ferry, and there were cars there. So we were lucky because we had a bathroom, we had our beds, so we slept in our beds as usual. We just camped on the line. But the problem is we stayed there over 23 hours, and then there was this truck that just came in and went ahead of us. And because our trailer is a big trailer, it occupies a lot of space. So it was only possible to take 2 trucks at a time, or a truck and a trailer. So we waited a lot of time, and it didn't feel fair that a truck just came in and passed in front of us. We were very upset, the 4 of us. And it was funny too. But even if you are in a car that you have more space, there were a lot of cars waiting online with us. So I would say that even though the island is very pretty, I would never go back there because the ferry thing is a joke. It's really a joke. I don't know, and I don't think it's a temporary thing. I think it's more like a ongoing stuff. So if you just want to go to Fogo Island and you are in a car, be prepared to spend a lot of time in your car waiting for a place in the vessel. And if you have a long RV, then it's too much. Anyway, I think it was beautiful, but I don't think I would do it again. But other than that, their time here was really great. I was really happy with them here. So I'm going to start with my finished objects. So the first one is my fake cow. It's not a fake cow, but it was based on it, and I changed the quantity of stitches, and the gauge was different too. So it's all hand spun yarn, and I like it. It's just a little bit tight, but it's very warm. So for winter, it's not even going to bother me. I used it a lot when my sisters were here, even though it was May, because we had some cold times, and I really like it. And they were using my other one because of the wind. It's always good. For Newfoundland, it's always good. I like it very much. So this is my finished object that I just needed to bind off the 2 that I did crafting, I think. Okay, so this is it. Then I have, Tilly. I finished off Tilly. Tilly is from this book, Knitted Animals. and I finished Tilly. And I forgot to say that one of my sisters, she's an engineer, a civil engineer, but she always liked architecture. But when she was ready to go to university, my father didn't want to allow her to go out of the town, so she had to do civil engineer. That was the closest to architecture. But afterwards in life, she moved into more architecture and interior design. And since she was here, she helped me work some rooms. So we have been very busy when they were here. We traveled and she helped with some of the stuff. And this room here, before it had a bed, so we got rid of the bed and we decided that it's going to be my loom room. And she helped us decorate a little bit, put the pictures. I'm going to show you only when it's ready. It's far from ready. We have to finish the ceiling, the hydro, and lights, and also bring the looms here. But that's not going to happen so soon. But she helped us with the shelf, and Tilly is standing right here so that she can look at Noah over there. And I'll probably have space for more things in the future. And it was great because now I have many of my tools exposed, so I think I will use them more. But Tilly is my first. It's not my first, but it's one of my finished objects. My first finished object in reality is this blouse. This is in our Portuguese community, Portuguese-speaking community. We decided that this year would be a Kate Davis year, and Kate Davis made a club. So I'm trying to keep up with her. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'm trying to keep up. So you're going to see a lot of Kate Davis design here on her new club. So this is the fitten. The difference is that the fitten has a bolt in both sides, front and back. And I decided not to do that. I was very happy because I'm using my hand spun. This is an Ashford 80% merino, 20% silk. And I really like it. And I had 2 balls, and I didn't know if I was going to have enough or not. So I decided to do with no bolts, and I kind of like with no bolts. It's a very interesting design because you do the parts separated. So you knit the front and locate it. It's like a bat sleeve here. And you do the front and the back separate. Then you join here with the 3 needle bind off and a 3 needle, not bind off, but a 3 needle. And then you have the stitches here, one together, right? And then you do the I-cord on the top. And this is a technique that she's using a lot. So here is the same. After you finish the blouse, you pick up stitch. What is easy to pick up, I normally don't like to pick up stitches, but because you always slip the first stitch, it's easier for you to know where you have to pick up the stitches. So you pick up the stitches in both sides, and then you do a 3 needle to get one. It's not a bind off, but you get 1 needle with the stitches on the side, the other, and with a 3rd needle you catch you make 1 stitch out of 2. And then after that you do the stitch bind off. So I had this much of leftover of my yarn. It's just a little ball. So I'm glad that I decided to use the black. And what I did is I had the Miller Roche, that is Kate Davis yarn. So I used a little bit here in black, just because I wouldn't have enough to finish. And here too is the black one. On the top, I was able to use my own, the same yarn that I used in the body. So I'm pretty happy because it fits nice. And I thought in the beginning, why would I make a sweater that is short sleeve in wool? But I live in Newfoundland, and Newfoundland is always fresh. So my sisters thought it was a little bit more than fresh, but because they live in very hot places. But for me, this is perfect. Like, I'm in the basement now, and it's a little bit chilly, and this is just perfect. So this is it's the first pattern of the club, and I finished it. Then the second pattern of the club is let me see the name of it. It's the Little Venice. That is this hat. And because I have a stash of Miller Roche, but just singles, right? One of each. I did it in 2 colors, and I still have a little bit left over of each color. So this is the Little Venice, and I really like it. I really like it. And this was using my stash of Miller Roche. So I used my stash, what I had in stash of hand spun, and I used my stash of what I had from Miller Roche. Then she's also, oh, but that's not a finished project. But I'll go with the club. So she also has Mystery Knit Along. The second clue is already out, but I didn't have time to do it. I decided to work on other things. So this is the first clue. I'm not sure what it is. I decided to use what I had in stash for another project, that is the Briggs & Little. Briggs & Little is coarse. I think it's very coarse. But I like the colors, and I decided to use up the yarn anyway. So I use it up, and now see how it tastes, how it feels after washed and blocked. Let's see. But this is the first clue. I'm hoping to start working on the next clue once I finish the third project. So this is a work in progress. Then after that, the next pattern was the Gallivant. And I thought I wouldn't like it much. I normally don't like stripes, but the vertical stripes for me was kind of nice. So I decided to do it. And I'm so glad I decided to do it because I'm really in love. So I haven't finished it. I started it 2 weeks ago today, and I have to do 1 stripe of yellow, and I will be doing the other sleeves. So for this yarn, I went and bought, I went to Stitchcraft, and I bought Knit for Olive merino, and it's really nice. And what I wanted to say too is that when I went to Knit for Olive is very small, and it's inside a bigger store. And every time I go to this store, I see this little mice, and I thought I don't have a place to put them, so I never thought of buying. But this time, since my sister and Mihai painted this shelf for me, and my sister came here and did the thing, so I bought these 2 little mice that she calls as Grandpa, and that's Mihai and me. So I'm really in love with them. They come in this cigar box. I think it's cute. They come from Denmark, and they call the Cubans. So cute. So I totally recommend the store because it's really nice and it's where Stitchcraft is. But coming back to this project, so some things, the way it works is with short rows. You work from here and you go up to here, then you go back and then come up to here, short rows. So what I did is I put stitch markers because one time I was doing it and it's German short rows, so it becomes double, and I was knitting individually. So I said, oh, right in the beginning. So I caught the mistake and I just did put the stitch markers this way. I always know where I have to turn and without having to count. And also when I get to the stitch mark and I'm doing this brown, I know that the last two is a German short row, so I have to knit them together. The other thing, in the beginning, I was thinking I'm going to just weave in the ends later because I will tie it up. So as you see, I have a lot of ends to tie it up. But then I decided to do the Steve weaving, and I'm very happy. I think it's great. And I'm carrying on the brown. I'm carrying on, I'm not cutting it. I didn't want to cut, so I'm carrying it together, and then because there is a finishing there, I will work it out at the end. But I think because the knit for olive merino is a very thin yarn, it's almost like a lace for me, and the needles are 3.5, I think, or 325. It's getting very drapey, and I feel that I could have done one size smaller, but she says for you to do one size bigger than you usually would do because you're going to wear it on top of dresses and stuff. And the funny thing is that I don't like to do samples, and sometimes I do just to have an idea, but it's only an idea because what happens to me when I'm knitting the real garment, my gauge changes completely then when I'm knitting just a little sample. I don't know why. So I said, you know what? I'm going to start knitting and then I will do some math and I'll see how much I have to do or not. And I was doing, and I think, oh, I think this is pretty big. I'm gonna have to do less rows, so I'm going to check this. I was on the road when I was knitting, and then when I got home, I checked. I put my gauge here, and believe it or not, the gauge is exactly what she said. So I said, no, I'm going to do the right numbers. I'm going to do it as the pattern suggests. The other thing that was a good surprise for me is that it's longer than I thought it was going to be. So I like it. And it's just like it's perfect. I really love it. It's the kind of stuff that I'm looking forward to have, and that's great. So the sleeves in here are tied to the hands. I'm thinking that I would just need them sort of balloon, because I think that with this, for you to wear on top of dresses, I think I kind of like the balloon skirt. I don't know, but I'll try to do that. So this is the pattern. I have one yellow stripe here to do, and then I start the sleeves. So it's still gonna take me a while to finish, but I'm working on it. And it's funny because I thought this is great to work in the car. But I said, no, I'm going to finish this because I want to work on this. So I didn't take any other project. The only thing is that then the next week came and the new pattern came. And the new pattern that came out last Monday was, dun, 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 what is it called? Oh, it's called Slippers Below. It's not my favorite thing. I don't really wear slippers like this that are, I don't know, I don't think this is practical. But I decided to do. It's interesting. I liked, so again, she did a 3-needle bind off in the back. You work on it back and forth, always slipping the first stitch. Then you put this together, right, with 3-needle bind off. And then here you pick up stitch on both sides. You do a 3-needle bind off and then an I-cord on, not a 3-needle bind off. You put everything in one needle and then you do an I-cord. It's just this part was a little bit fidgety because you were here, then you go there, you do something, and then you go back and whatever. But it's done. And I used my hand spun. So that's another good thing that I think it's good just if you want to sleep with socks in the winter, maybe. Or be in the trailer with socks instead of barefoot or instead of shoes, right? But it's not really my thing. So it's probably going to be a gift for somebody that likes it. But it's hand spun, so I'm happy that I used, it's Corriedale, 100% Corriedale. Corriedale is a good breed to make socks. So yeah, so another finished object. This is going to be the year because I don't know how many more patterns we have. I think in total there are like 12 patterns and she gives an extra. And I'm not sure I'll be able to do every week, but you know, I'll try for as long as I can. So this is another finished object. Then I'll go very quick on this. I think I didn't work on anything else. So I had work on my blanket and I really didn't like it like this. So I did a test and I didn't block it yet, but even though I didn't block, I think it's looking better. I'm not going to work on it yet. I think it's when I block and it stretches, I'm hoping it's going to look better. So this is the only thing I did. And I'm doing with crochet. So I just got 30 stitches of crochet. I did some crochet around, and then I think it's single crochet that you called all around, and then I did a slip crochet to put them together so that you don't have too thick of a back. And I think when it stretches, it's going to be better. So I didn't do much. I have to undo this, but I think it's getting better at least. So I'm happy. So I'm kind of rushing up because I have another thing that I want to show that will take some time. So in terms of acquisitions, I was thinking to myself, I'm not going to buy anything else in books because I have a lot of patterns in the books that I have that I want to do and everything. And then my sister wanted some stuff and I ordered it for her and it was free shipping. So I said, free shipping. I'm going to get myself this book that I thought was interesting. And in the end, she ended up buying me the book and giving it to me. So that was great. This is a sister that stayed in Brazil, didn't come. I have 4 sisters, and 3 of them came. So this is the Arctic Knits. She lives in, I think, Iqaluit, that is Nunavut. It's a territory of Canada. And I like this book very much. I like the patterns. The first one that I want to do for my, let me just see here. For my grandson, no, it's not this. It's the Fjord Jumper. And what I like about this book is that it has patterns with different weight yarn. So this is with the DK, and that's what I'm going to do for my nephew. And all the patterns are very, very pretty. Some things I forgot to say. So another thing that I did different in this sweater, because it had very little yarn left over, is she has a rib part at the collar. I didn't do it. I just did a I-cord bind off, and I really like it as an I-cord bind off in here. The other thing about Tilly is that Tilly, I used a mohair, a gray mohair, together with a hand spun cheviot that I had. And then the cheviot is white, so at the top I used, it was an alpaca that I have that was in white. So I used the cheviot with white, and in the body I used the cheviot and mohair, gray mohair. So the cheviot was hand spun and the other was commercial. But I wanted to, because she's a rabbit, I wanted to, because she's one of those rabbits that have the lots of furry hair. So I wanted to use that. And again, I used hand spun for the body, just the dress was not hand spun. I made a mistake in the bottom of the dress, but it didn't matter. So I left it as it is, because it was supposed to be exactly like this. It turned out a little bit different. I thought the pattern is wrong. And then I said, no, I am wrong. But I used it anyway. So this is, oops, what I think I forgot to say about that. And then last year I bought advent calendar from Mi Atelier, that is a company in Brazil. So there are 3 sisters that they got together, and they have a knitting store, and they promote a lot of events and stuff. And last year they did, I think it was a 14-day advent calendar. And I bought it, and my sister got it, but I knew she was going to come to Canada in May, so she brought in May, and I didn't open. I just opened it today in the Portuguese section because it's a Brazilian company. And it's so nice to see how the girls are very, very nice. So what they did is they did 14 little packages like this that came in a big box. And each package has a word. So this one is patiency. And then they have a little message for you. So each one had a different message. And I thought this was so, it's thoughtful. That's what it is. Mihai is telling me thoughtful. And that's what it is. Because every morning when you open one of these little packages, you have a good message here. So that was really nice. So not everything was knitting related, but everything was nice. So this was a candle that we got. And I think that once you use the candle, you can use the can that has their brand there as a stitch marker holder. I think it will stay. And it's great to have within a project bag. So I like this. Then the other one was teas. We got some teas. And this, it was funny. These are things that you put in the water for your feet. I think they're salts, and but they have it's capim limão. It's a lemon thing, lemon grass. I think it's lemongrass. So I thought it was cute, and it came in the right time because I should put my foot in water, in warm water. So this is one of the things. Oh, then you have the tags for you to put on your sweaters and stuff. And then here you have the little cords in yellow, in red and white to use on them. Then the other one came with these buttons. So they have, oh, so both of these are magnet things so that you can put your stitch markers when you take it off. Like this one, I think it's amazing because it goes with my blouse. And then you put it there, and it's magnet, so it's gonna keep the thing. And I have a green one, but this one has a thing in the back. This one doesn't, and I can see the magnet in there, so I'm not sure, but I think it's a great idea because my magnets are always coming out. So Mihai is showing me here something. I don't know. This one has a magnet. Let me see the other one. He won't give it to me, so let's see. No, this one doesn't have a magnet. So this is just a button, and the magnet is in this one. That's pretty cool. So, and it's different. I'm going to put together with this here. Then, oh, I love this. These are handmade tags, and they are two different ways of the bags. There are different ways for you to put them on your sweater, but I like this very much. It's something that I wanted to have made for a while, and I never do it. So now I have, and it's handmade, so written, so it's very neutral. It's very nice. I really like this one. Then the next one, oh, is a coffee, because they have, so the three sisters are together working the store, but one of the sisters and her boyfriend, husband, she has a coffee shop. So they do this, and this is a instantaneous coffee. And the last one is Fios da Fazenda yarn, and I loved it. Mainly because I have some other little things, little skeins in that will match this blue, beautiful Fios da Fazenda, that I'm going to use together. So that was really nice. Oh, and I forgot. The other one that I got, I think this was the first day, is this needle stoppers as a snowman. Isn't this cutie? Yeah, it was very nice. So that made my day very bright. And I think that it was nice that they put so much attention to all the message. Oh, and there was also a cookie recipe that came with that. So, and on the paper, on the package came this, like, to be used as Christmas decoration. So it's gonna be here for a while. It was really nice. So there is a cookie recipe. So that was really cool. So, girls, I loved everything. I think you watched the Portuguese one, but anyway, I'm very happy with everything that came. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We are going to start a new adventure next week. That's why the house is on hold. Mihai is putting his attention on something else. And if you want to know more about it, because we have a destination, but we don't know if we're going to get there. It will all depend on our dog, how he's doing. So far, he's doing great, but we'll see. Anyway, I'll try to put more information on Instagram. If you would like to know, then just follow me on Instagram and you will see when we put new stuff there. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here with us. Lots of kisses. Have a great day. Bye. Toast, o que você gosta? Vai no gosto lá. Thank you.
Lighthouse. Baleia? Ok. Tchau, tchau.
Hi, Mihai. Hi. Hi, kisses.